Stimulus checks for Americans, and this is a breaking news as Trump proposes stimulus checks of $2,000 for everyone, and it doesn't stop here because Trump is not the only one who's saying that there is a need of these checks. Look at this. Stimulus checks update at $2,000 worth of payments are proposed by a congressman, and he's a Democrat. Well, remember that not just Republicans, not just the president, but even Democrats are calling for $2,000 worth of stimulus payment. But at the same time, a Republican is also calling for $2,400 payment that could be headed your way real soon. This is a breaking news for millions of struggling Americans who need relief right now, especially in this worst inflation.
Well, we're thinking maybe $1,000 to $2,000.
Yes, this is a real interview as President Trump said this during an interview to OAN, and White House is finally backing it. Look at this. White House weighs tariff-funded stimulus checks for U.S. households. Officials say payments of up to $2,000 could be distributed to Americans using revenue from import taxes. This is a huge news for millions of struggling Americans. But the biggest question is, what's next? I'm gonna give you each and every detail, but all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's begin.
We also might make a distribution to the people, almost like a dividend to the people of America.
How much are you thinking for that, sir?
Well, we're thinking maybe $1,000 to $2,000.
$2,000, yes, you heard it right. And President Donald J. Trump is finally pushing his own administration to approve these $2,000 worth of checks. Why? Because of the reciprocal tariff that he placed on almost every country in the world. Look at this. Trump proposes stimulus checks of up to $2,000 for everyone from tariff revenue. And what you need to know, well, the president explains that the intention is to benefit citizens, and this is huge because President Trump announced a few months ago that he's thinking about giving a dividend to Americans, and after the approval of President Donald J. Trump, this happened. $2,400 payment could be headed your way, and this was under American Worker Rebate Act because Republican Josh Hawley, with the approval of President Trump, introduced a very important bill known as American Worker Rebate Act. And when it comes to the details, look at this. A new proposal would revive stimulus checks in an effort to put more money in the hands of Americans. And when it comes to the details, remember, under this very important bill or act that you can say, $600 will be given to every adult, $600 for every dependent, $1,200 for a couple, and a family of 4 can receive a maximum of $2,400. But even Republicans like Bernie Moreno opposed this bill, and Bernie Moreno said that this bill will never pass. We have $37 trillion worth of debt, so we're going to pay down the debt first. But now President Trump is saying, I'm still interested of giving Americans, and this time not $600 but $2,000 for everyone. Remember, when it comes to this phrase everyone, not everyone will receive this check, of course, because President Trump said that this check will go to the people who belong to a certain income threshold. For example, people who make $100,000 and less, means low and middle class income Americans. Well, Donald Trump has sparked significant debate by suggesting the possibility of sending stimulus checks to Americans with amounts ranging from $1,000 to $2,000. This proposal would not be financed through traditional debt but would be framed as distribution or dividend from the US, the billions and billions of dollars that they're receiving because of tariffs on imports. And before I move forward, I would like to ask you this very important question. Do you support this $2,000 worth of stimulus check for all low and middle income Americans? If you do, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 checks. Again, write in the comment section, I support $2,000 checks, because remember, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. Moving on with more details about this $2,000, because we have another update about this massive check. Well, $2,000 payments proposed by a congressman, and this time it's not a Republican, it's a Democrat. Well, Representative Rokana, a California Democrat, is proposing $2,000 payments to Americans making under $100,000, arguing that the move would offset some of the President Donald Trump's tariff, which he says have jacked up the prices. So now we know that President Trump, a number of Republicans like Josh Hawley, and now even Democrats are saying it's time to give $2,000 worth of stimulus checks to millions of struggling Americans. And it doesn't stop here. Look at this. White House weighs tariff-funded stimulus checks for US households. Even White House is pushing it. Officials say payments of up to $2,000 could be distributed to Americans using revenue from import taxes. When we go towards the details, as this is very important, federal officials are weighing a plan to send Americans stimulus checks worth between $1,000 and $2,000 funded by money collected from import tariffs. Fox News reports that the proposal resembles a previous idea discussed earlier this year when Elon Musk led the Department of Government Efficiency, means DOGE. At the time, he and government officials considered using federal savings to issue $5,000 checks, but that plan was never implemented. But now President Trump is saying that he's thinking of giving around $200 billion from this tariff revenue to Americans, and it could result somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000 worth of stimulus checks.
President Trump calling on the U.S. an economic power today as he floats putting $200 billion in tariff profits into America's pockets in the form of $2,000 stimulus checks.
And this was from Fox News. Even the media, President, White House, Democrats, Republicans, everyone is calling for these $2,000 worth of stimulus checks. But who's going to stop these checks? Well, there are a couple of entities. Like Bernie Moreno said that we will never approve the bill that Josh Hawley presented, known as American Worker Rebate Act, which is calling to give only $600 a penny change in this time of inflation. Well, he said that this bill will never pass. We have $37 trillion of debt, and now a number of analysts, experts are saying that you have the money to give billions and billions of dollars to other nations while our own seniors, disabled Americans, low-income families are struggling. So what do you have for American people? Or the money that America is making right now because of these tariffs belongs to foreign nations and it's not for Americans? Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this whole situation, because this is indeed something that we all need to talk about. Remember, these $2,000 worth of stimulus checks, if President Donald J. Trump is approving this idea, Democrats are on the same page, Republicans are on the same page, even the media is saying that this is the best move. Not just the media, even the White House officials are saying that yes, we weighs in and we say that we do appreciate this step. So what's stopping this administration to give $2,000 worth of stimulus checks to struggling Americans? Well, a number of analysts and experts are saying that it seems like a political stunt or a hoax, just like the DOGE $5,000 stimulus check, just like the American Worker Rebate Act of $600 only. And now they're saying that this is again a political stunt from President Donald J. Trump. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this whole situation, because $2,000 is indeed a life-changing amount. It will not solve all of the problems that Americans are facing right now, but it surely could be a breathing room, especially in this time of inflation, where Gallup presented a report that in the past 3 years the prices of groceries are up by 21%, and this is quite a shocking situation. Again, this is something that you need to know and you need to focus on, and there's an opportunity that I would like to talk about, that if you have a Medicare plan, that you know that you can save around $1,100 when it comes to your Medicare plan. That's why I partnered with Chapter, where you can get unbiased help absolutely free from a real person. The number is right here on the screen, 212-461-4492. Again, the number is 212-461-4492. Call them today and get the help that you deserve absolutely free. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.